Good morning. This is Jason Wydrow with Online Strategy Podcast, Thursday, September 30th, 2021. Today I want to talk to you about something that has been really important to me ever since I entered upon the field of digital advertising, digital promotion, digital marketing, design, and all that's encompassed in that. And that is the things that I can see. And I say this because for some of you that are listening, you might remember back in the early-ish 2000s when we had urchin tracking tools. Urchin tracking was basically Google purchased Urchin and it became Google Analytics. And this data was really, really good data because it told us what was happening with our websites. It told us a lot of information about our traffic and sources information, data that was just really, really valuable for, advertising promotion. Because when you know how people are finding you, where they're coming from, when they're coming, their location information, and so much more, you can really isolate down what's working and put your beans per se on what's going to produce, helping you and assisting you attaining more business, spreading more knowledge, whatever it is that you're doing on the internet. So over the years and into present day, there has been tremendous conflict and I would say data discrepancies, information discrepancies. So what I arrived at for myself, and this started back in the mid-2000s, but I really wanted to be in interaction with clients directly and find out what's really happening on the other end. How are the product sales? Okay, the website statistics look very good. The traffic looks correct. Conversions look good. Numbers look good. And when I say conversion, I'm referring to whatever is defined as a value for that customer. A conversion could be selling a specific product. It could be selling any product. It could be somebody filling out a specific form and requesting an appointment. All these different types of things can be conversions, but they can really be anything. Whatever is important to your business and your growth as a business in terms of your promotion and advertising would be what we would call a conversion. So having first-hand account knowledge of what's actually happening inside the business really sometimes can paint a different picture than what we're seeing online. So this is why the focus of this specific podcast is, starting the name of this podcast with only believe in the advertising and marketing that you've witnessed yourself. Okay? So, and that means exactly what I just said, essentially, and that really look at the entire picture, not just what Google Analytics is telling you or Facebook information is telling you in terms of statistical analysis data of what's happening with your campaigns and so forth. And now add the complications that we have with new iPhone changes in security and tracking, and of course there's been a big crackdown on this and it makes marketing and promotion more difficult because we aren't necessarily carrying data from device to device and between users' interaction with devices as much as we could be because of that. And so it's very interesting. That's why I say it's so important to observe what's happening, because if you just rely on the technology and you just rely on what Google Analytics says or what your Instagram numbers say specifically or what Facebook numbers say specifically, doesn't mean the data is incorrect. And this applies to LinkedIn, Pinterest, any other outlet that you're monitoring numbers and data. If you're just looking at that and not looking at the other side, you're really, really potentially missing out on opportunity or needless expense and needless waste. For example, you could see a tremendous uptick in traffic in a website, but the sales aren't converting. and you haven't isolated what's actually causing that problem. So without actually, you could assume that the sales have increased or the numbers have increased based on the data you see in Google Analytics, but without actually seeing the internal numbers or speaking with that client or that business firsthand, you might get a different story. For example, the phone's ringing off the hook and people are calling, but they're saying this, or they're calling about a different product, and or this and that, or something else could be way off somewhere in there. So anyway, the real summary of this podcast was just to emphasize the point of, really look at and observe all ends of the full circle and life cycle of your promotion and advertising with the business you're in or working with, and use that data to really make effective decisions. Because I can tell you that I've seen very interesting things, very interesting statistical numbers, spikes, all types of data that did not correlate with what was happening on the other end, and was very easy to remedy generally. And it also very interestingly can isolate down functional issues when we talk about, again, VPF marketing, visibility, presentation, function. We think about the function, something's not working. So the website traffic spikes up. It looks like everyone's going to the shopping cart, everyone's doing everything, and all of a sudden no one's checking out, or only one or two people checking out. And then you find out that you're isolating down to the functional issue with a specific browser, Safari maybe, or Internet Explorer, having some issue with the checkout process and functionality. So anyway, a lot of interesting data when you look at the first circle. That's really all I have for you today. And I hope this was useful. I hope this makes sense to you if you are in the field, if you're a business owner or you're in digital advertising and marketing, not just to stick to one source of data or multiple sources of just data, but looking at the full circle and really being having touch points on that. So, all right, Jason Wydrow here. Thank you for listening today. Wishing you a great day. Until next time, best.